Welcome to a new video in my home automation series, and today what you see here in this big mess is a network video recording system. So this is a PoE security camera system from Sannce, as you can see there. And this is the first time I've received a system which contains basically everything to get you started. There are 2 cameras in the box. Of course, you can buy more cameras if you want. And there is this network recorder, so NVR, which is going to do all the recording. So as opposed to my other reviews where I usually have just a single cameras and you put an SD card here, everything is connected into this NVR and the recording is happening here. So there is a hard drive installed and then it does all the recording. I like this type of setup for 2 reasons. Once, you only need to make sure that you have one single place for recording, so you don't need separate SD cards in all the different cameras. That also means that you have one point of failure, but I have another NVR from another maker in my home, which is running for 2 years. I've never had any issues, not with the hard drives, not with the NVR itself. So I think they are fairly reliable units. Probably the only drawback is that you actually have to wire the cameras together. So the best option for these, that the cameras, especially these PoE cameras, are wired directly to this box, and it provides power over Ethernet, which means that you don't have to run an additional cable, just a network cable. So it makes the installation easy, and also it has another security benefit that instead of having the SD cards in a camera where, let's say, somebody vandalizes the camera or steals the camera, cuts the cables, you still have the recording on the NVR, which is situated at home inside, protected. Since this is the first time I'm setting up an NVR and camera system from the scratch, I thought I'm going to record the entire process and I'm going to include it in the review video. But that, setup with all the apps and, checking what the screen can do and, the different ways you can access it, it was more than 1 hour. So I'm going to do that in a separate video. I'm going to upload it. So if you're interested in the end-to-end details, that video is going to be available. Here I'm just going to focus on the, the main features and probably just give you a quick summary. I'm probably sorry, or it's going to be 20 minutes anyway, of this system. So first of all, again, what you get 2 cameras in this particular setup. You get the network recorder, and then when you purchase it, you have the option to buy it without hard drive or hard drive from 1 to 4 and up to 6 terabytes. And by the way, this network recorder can support up to 16 cameras. And of course, it can support different type of cameras. Different type of camera from Sannce, not only these cameras. By the way, I also want to mention that you probably have seen reviews from different N-key cameras, and I specifically asked because I thought there are some connection between those companies. So actually, Hikvision, N-key, and Sannce seems to be pretty much the same company, so probably they share technologies. They just market products under different names, and they try to target audiences or consumers using different brands. And to be honest, I was already quite happy with N-key cameras in terms of quality, and I think those quality is definitely delivered on this product as well. So since I was talking about the camera, I just wanted to show you the camera itself. Or you can see that how the camera changes there. Let me change this view. Yeah, you can see a little bit more. Ooh, that's me. So you get this camera, which I think it's a fairly basic camera. It has all the, the necessary details. Obviously, a night vision. These 2 LEDs are not spotlight, but the night vision LEDs, quite robust construction. It has 2-way audio, and actually, it also supports the SD card slot. So if this is purchased without the NVR, you can use a SD card slot. But for me, it was much easier to obviously do the central recording, so I haven't really done anything with this other than unboxing it. It has a nice, easy to use mount. You can loosen this collar and then you can change the camera. By the way, the reason you are hearing a little bit of echo, I'm not sure if it's going to go through the mic, because the audio is getting picked up by these cameras and you can hear it through this screen. The other camera is completely identical. And yeah, you can see that the 2 feed is available on the screen. And as you can see, the camera has a power connection, but it's only connected through Ethernet. So it gets power through the Ethernet. So the main unit, from the front, it looks rather simple. This is not even a button, that's just decoration. In fact, you don't get any buttons on the front. There are power, network, and hard drive LEDs on the back. There is nothing really on the sides and on the bottom, but on the back you have connections. So this one, you have two USB connections, so you can connect a mouse. Actually, the kit comes with a very simple mouse, but again, useful that it comes with a mouse. You can also connect the keyboard, but that's not necessary because when you enter something, there are some on-screen keyboards. There is a port for a VGA monitor or HDMI. So I'm using HDMI. So this is my screen that doesn't come with a kit. This is just a portable HDMI screen. You have a network connection here. So you connect this to your local network. But if you don't connect it, everything works, recording works, then it's just going to be an off-grid setup. And you see the 8 camera ports here where you connect the cameras. And in this kit, I received 2 cameras, so they are connected to the first and the second port. The kit doesn't come with a network cable, so either you purchase a network cable or probably, you just have to crimp your own based on, how much length you need, where you're going to install the cameras. And there is a power connection, and it comes with a 65-watt power brick. And it's running on this power brick. So the screen, again, as I said, it is just a random screen that I use for testing that's connected to HDMI, and you can, maybe you can or maybe you can't hear the audio as well. So that's the simple setup, and with this already works, quite well. I want to move this camera a little bit here because I do like these network recorders, and I do like the fact that they have a camera output because you can just easily hook up something and you can control it. So here you have different options. You can change the different views. I can double click on the screen, so this comes as full screen, and oh yeah, that's me. Or you can go back. You can do the same with the other camera. Oh, that's sideways now. And there are tons of options here. Let me just bring up the menu, and you can set up like these keys and passwords and everything. But I think this pattern is created so you can just much more easily enter this pattern using the mouse as opposed to some virtual keyboard. And you can do playback here, so you can see that there is some recording here that is done by this camera. I think this was the recording yesterday when I did the full review, and also these cameras support smart recognition, smart vehicle and person detection. So if I go back, oh yeah, you can go back with the right click and you can go back. So there are tons of different configuration options available here. You can manage like what sort of feed you want to record from each of your cameras. So even though these are 5 megapixel cameras, you can also lower the feed if, for example, one of the camera is looking at a very small area and you don't need a 5 megapixel resolution. You can reuse it to full HD, let's say, and you can save on storage space. Before I show you the sample footage, I also wanted to show you the playback after some recordings has been made. So you can see this is the playback screen. I'm looking at one of the cameras, and I can select that I want to look at a particular type of event, and as you can see, the blue event or the scheduled event, which is basically 24/7 recording. But if I disable this, I can go to specific events that are marked as or specific recordings that are marked as event. So I can go to any of these, and these would be the events that are recorded because the camera either detected a person or a vehicle. And based on my experience, this is really only picking up these motion events and nothing really else. I mean smart events, as in people or vehicle being detected. So far I haven't really seen, you know, false recordings when, you know, there is no motion or nothing is happening on the camera, but the recording is made. So I think the classification is working really nicely, and it is able to actually only create these event recordings if a person or a vehicle is recorded. And if you, for example, only want, you know, human or vehicle detection, you can further, you know, filter the options here. And in terms of the actual, you know, footage, I think the you know, the video results are really good. So the image is sharp. I can, you know, definitely see the resolution, so it doesn't appear to be like a lower resolution image or the lower resolution video which has been upscaled. You know, the details are nice, the things are sharp. I think I'm going to show you a couple of examples where, let's say, the, you know, in a distance there was you know, a lot of sunshine, and those part of the video seems to be a little bit burnt in. But I think in general it's a, you know, a really good, nice balance. And the nightlife footage or the nighttime footage also looks really good, because I think the way this camera is set up is, you know, most of the stuff that the camera sees is within the 30 meters of the infrared, you know, LED range. On some of the videos, you can also see some other, you know, like lights, and those are actually the infrared LEDs from other cameras that I have, you know, installed around the area. So some of the illumination is actually coming from other cameras, but regardless, I think in general it is a very good image and a very good quality. And since I was talking about the various options, I actually wanted to show you the website, and it looks like that the very same camera that was supplied for this particular kit actually is on the main page as a special promotion now. Okay, but let me close this one because I want to show you the product that we are reviewing at the moment. So in home security solution, we go into PoE security, and we have the 5 megapixel kit. So that's the middle one. You can go lower resolution or you can go 4K. So if I do this, then we see that we have a couple of different options with different camera type. But if you scroll further down, you can see the NVR that we are using and the type of camera that we are using. Again, you can choose you know, different camera types, or you can go for 4 cameras, or you can do 8. And even with the 8 camera setup, you can have options of you know, sort of like mix and match different camera types. If you like this dome option a little bit better, or the bullet one. I mean, I quite like this bullet. I think it looks nice. So this is the base price, and you can see that comes with no hard drive. I did the installation of the hard drive. It only takes like 5 minutes. Probably the only caveat I would say that there is, you can only put 1 hard drive in, so you can't put 2 hard drives. So you have to select the hard drive that you want the main storage to be. So there's no backup, there is no RAID. It's a very simple network recording. But that's how much if you want terabyte, 2 terabytes, 4 or 6 with a 2 camera setup. I also wanted to show you that the camera or the NVR comes with its own website. So if you are on the local internet, you can also view these footages yourself. And then here you can also do, you know, all the configuration options. So if you go into configurations, then you see that you have all the different options, you know, networks, about the various channels, how you are going to record audio or video, what would be the resolution and the stream, you know, network information again, all the different alarms that you can configure, you know, motion detection, you know, smart alarms, human and vehicle, and, you know, how you manage storage. For example, if you don't want, you know, 24/7 recording, you can also schedule that here. So all the options is available here on this website, and also on the screen, which is connected directly to the NVR. And let me quickly show you the main application. So of course, this is an app that you have to download, and you have to create an account. And then once you create an account, then you can add your camera. And it was, well, actually not the camera, but the entire NVR with all the cameras attached. And it was very easy because on the screen of here, there was a QR code, which I can just scan with the phone. So there was no, you know, like getting into pairing mode or find the IP address, nothing like that. You know, scan the QR code and it was added. And that's, I just named it my NVR. So if I go in, I can see my 2 cameras. So yep, you can see the 2. And actually, I did this in the live stream as well. And it's quite amazing how quick the the mobile application is compared to the actual live footage. And of course you have all the different options here. So, you know, talk, and then you can talk directly to the cameras, use the two-way audio. You can do all sorts of recording and snapshots. So those would be recording on the phone. PTZ functions we don't have because these cameras cannot pan and tilt. You can enable a siren, which I don't want to do. You see that you have options for 8 cameras. You have the configuration for each of the cameras separately as well. And you have the main configuration for the NVR itself. So again, you know, you can do the messages, you can push the alarm messages to the phone. You have the recording plan, you know, how you're going to record each of the cameras. So there is loads of options here. Again, really, you know, fine tune how you want to do the recording. But again, when you unbox it, you connect the cameras, it will just start 24 hours recording, which I think is the most basic use case. You have a lot more information here, offline alarms. You can do device sharing. Obviously, you can share it with other persons who have the same account in the application, or account in the application. You can detect version. It appears that I'm on this latest version. You also have some system settings like, you know, time zone and you know, playback, self-test and reboot. So I think probably not all the different options are available on the phone app, but definitely the most important ones are the ones that you're likely to just fine tune. So you don't necessarily have to go up here or access the website. You can also use the phone, and then you have, you know, access to the most important features, you know, fine tuning stuff. And I think in general, this is a very good working and, to be honest, surprisingly quick mobile application. And this pretty much concludes my review of the Sannce PoE NVR setup. If you are interested in the intricate details, I will link the start to end setup and configuration video in the description. But I think for this, that's all going to be for today. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.